Okay, part 2. If y'all don't know, go watch part 1 so you understand what's going on this one. So this is part 2. Excuse me. I'm still trying to come over whatever it is, allergy stuff. But okay. So I deliver packages, and I was like, something felt weird that day. I had delivered in the area before, and never did I bother like caring, or did I bother looking or anything. At this day, I had that area, and something just said, look. So I looked. I went through it, and I saw like the 10th one. I looked through my list, whatever thingy, and it was like the 10th one. And I was like, what the hey? You know, I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, I really got to go over there? I mean, in my head, I'm like, how do you explain this for one? I mean, here, like, to these people, like, I don't want to sound all like, oh, pity, you know, I don't want nobody ever to feel sorry for me. But, I mean, I was like, whatever. I did the route, and I had 10 routes before I had to even get there. 10 different places, stops before I had to get there. So the whole time I'm praying, right? I screenshot it and sent it to my sister, of course. That's like one of the things I had to do first, because, you know, that's my sister. So, yeah, she's like, God's trying to tell you something. And I'm like, yeah, really? I know that. So I'm praying. I'm like, God, what are you trying to show me out of this situation? What do you want me to do? You know, like, and I was shaking. Like, I was like, oh man, I don't want to go there. And I was like, maybe I'll just tell him like I'll take it back or something. But then it had like, it was just a whole bunch of different prompts. And then I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go deliver it. I got off, and I felt in my heart just to say, you know, I'm done. I forgive you. Like, it's over with. I'm done. Like, you know, because I always try to figure out, like, how many times does it take till you actually can feel that you forgive somebody, that you actually can, when you say you forgive them, you can mean it, you know? And there's no limited time. This has been years and years and years I've been trying to pray to God to forgive him for what he has done, you know, to me. And I felt like that was him showing me God's got me. I'm okay, you know. I didn't have a panic attack when I left. I drove out of the driveway, and thank God nobody was there. But, you know, I drove out of the driveway, and I just said my piece. I said, I pray for your family. I pray that you do well on your new land and your houses that you have. And, you know, that's what I prayed for. I told him that I prayed that I forgave him. I forgave him for doing that. And that's it. You know, and I drove off, and I think I called my sister like way later on that night and told her, you know, how I felt and what happened and everything. And she was happy. She was like, I'm proud of you, you know. And so, yeah, that was really tough. I'm not going to lie, that was really tough. But just knowing that God was with me, I was okay, you know. I was safe with him, and, you know, I've been safe with him all these times, you know, when I was homeless, when I didn't have when I didn't have nowhere to go when I was living in the streets. God found a place for me to rest my head somewhere, and it was safe, and it was where I can actually sleep, He always was there with me, and I failed to realize that because growing up, I didn't know that, Now I do, but then I didn't. And, growing up, it was just like, I was always in bad relationships. I call them my seasons because I learned from all those relationships is what was why I'm the woman I am today, is because of all these trials that I had to go through my whole life, right? Like with my grandmother, my mom's younger brother, my mom's sister, like me and her, we used to fight each other like all the time, and it, for what? It was for stupid stuff, and it was like the devil was enjoying that the house, my grandmother's house, was like really dark. Once you walked in there, you could feel the heaviness. Like, it was so much hate in that house. It's like I hated walking in that house. You could just feel like just it sucked it all out of you right when you walked in there. It was like, if you were happy and joyful, you weren't when you walked in the house. That was it. It was gone. So yeah, it was like that, and it was just like the energy was just always off there. So even in my my bad relationships that I had, I've been in abusive relationships, which I thought that were love, and it was not love. I learned that, growing up, because I felt like I had to learn different types of love, different kinds of ways, because I didn't have that motherly love. I didn't have that fatherly love growing up. Didn't have that grandmotherly love. Didn't have that kind of love. So it was like I was trying to find that kind of love and was doing it not the way I needed it. The whole time, it was right here in the Bible. It was right here, like in front of me, and never knew it and never, acknowledged it. And it wasn't until I was homeless a few times. Like, I had gotten a job, and I got a vehicle, and I started staying in a vehicle so I can save up money to get a place. And then that's what I was doing. I was in my vehicle, and I was praying, and then I went into the store. At the time, I had a SUV, and then you could have, like, the TV was in the back. So I went and bought a movie. I was living in my vehicle, and I would stay, like, there's a cemetery right next to the Walmart, and my mom was buried close right by there. So I felt safe to stay there. My mom and my dad were there, and I was like, okay, well, I feel safe here. And that's where I would sleep at, in my car there. And I went and bought the movie Passion of the Christ. I had never seen it. And I watched it, and I just could not stop crying. I couldn't stop crying. And I was telling God how sorry I was for never acknowledging that He loved me, and that never realizing that He has been there for me all this time. And even the times where I've gotten into really bad car accidents, and He was there, and I did never acknowledge it. And I cried and told Him I was sorry about that, because I was blind. I had the devil in my face all the time. And now I can finally, see clearly. And now I can, move on. I'm okay. But I guess I'm going to make up 3. And I went fast, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, let me do one more on this last, and this is going to be the ending of that testimony. And then my other videos from now on will be about probably my daily life. You'll see me walking probably and talking about what I read through the Bible. So go on and look at video 3. And yeah, let's do that. God bless you.